But Farwell,
some of those high points
or low points.
Did you say high
Low
points
points.
today?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there were a couple of defensive high points. I don't know if there was a lot of prosecution high points because I don't understand their theory of bludgeoning the jury over the head with lab students. But anyway, before we get to that, yeah, and I mean, as if DNA in and of itself is not tough enough on a jury, right? Let's just drag it out with 10 different witnesses and get nowhere. Anyway, hold on. Let's do Farwell first because I was surprised. That the AG made the decision as early, maybe it's a Christmas present, I don't know, and that it was to not seek the death penalty. For those who were wondering, when they added the second charge, the death of the unborn child, in addition to the death of Sandra Birchmore, the death penalty was on the table. But the law gives them, I think it's 90 days, maybe it's 60, I can't remember, but there's a deadline within which they have to decide yes or no. And that deadline was not up until, I think it's the first or second week of next month. So thoughts? Surprised that they did so early and what they decided to do or not do.
And they decided not to pursue the death penalty, although there is a hearing December 16th. That's another hearing that's on next week.
Is that, is that a status?
To the calendar. It's a status, but maybe it's more, either they think they've got problems, either they think, because this administration's been like, death penalty is like, okay, any case that qualifies, especially when they added the newborn child, I was surprised. Because let's face it, I'm not a fan of the death penalty. I have to tell you, because I think there's too many chances for mistakes. I think it's unfairly applied. But if you are a prosecutor and you want to bludgeon somebody into a plea, who you believe is really guilty, as opposed to just bludgeoning them into a plea because you want to win, this was the case where you had two deaths that possibly could make the way. Now, are they worried because the state medical examiner still won't budge on whether or not this is a homicide or not, or are they worried because this was not his baby? I think it actually makes it worse that he killed her for no reason at all.
Yeah. To me, I mean, we don't know whether he thought it was or wasn't. That's very much unclear. Either way, it's not good.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. But so again, I'm not a fan of it. I tried a death penalty case at the time where I just said to the jury, "You decide. I'm not taking a position on it." My prosecutor, who was great, would allow me to do that at that time. But yeah, so that was big news today. Now, it also could be maybe they've struck some kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they would announce this, before that were to be laid out. And that could be what's happening next week. I don't remember if that's been on calendar for a long time or not.
So Missy, you actually have, we can show the stand-in, right? There's going to be a stand-in or stand-up.
Stand out.
Stand out, stand up, stand out. Yeah, there you go.
So the hearing is at 10:30 that morning, and that's the courthouse down on the Bay, One Courthouse Way in Boston. Lovely location. Hopefully the weather will cooperate, because that could be nasty out there December 16th. But a very good cause if you want to get out there.
Yeah, and remember, everybody, I have a little bit of a crowing. It's not a conflict. It's my husband was the first one in the civil case to call this a homicide. Until then, that it had always been called a suicide. So
it still is, if you believe the
state medical exam. Massachusetts, we can't get out of Massachusetts. No matter what we do, we can't get out of Massachusetts. We're trying.
It'd be much more frustrating if, for example, if I were still in California. It is something. It's a positive that we can be there as close as we are. Just so happens that it's this nest of nastiness, and but at least we're able to get in there.
All right, sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. Be right back. It's a little cold here in New York. All right.
I know for December it is. I mean, this is to be in the mid-20s for the high. That's a little unusual.
Yeah. So.
Boo-hoo for us.
So that's so. Anyhow, I guess we hope to have Mizzy and her and Sandra Birchmore's cousin Barb on the show to comment. Obviously, before that hearing, it was a little late today to get them on. But
this I think was a surprise. This was thrown out there today. So I mean, the smart money says that there's something else going on. Something else is going on.
Sounds like that to me. So we'll see. But so our calendar just got added again. We should actually put the calendar up for next week as to what's going on, because there's just so much going on. And again, you're going to be without me for 2 days.
I know. What am I going to do?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll try and survive. I'll see what I can do.
Two New Jersey cases all in 1 week. I'm a Jersey girl, but whoa, I hate leaving you. I mean, and then the first week, and I'll remind everybody, the first week in January, I'll be gone from the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, because I'll be in Harvard at the trial advocacy workshop teaching. I was invited back this year. I'm in the first week, and Judge Beverly Canoni is in the third week.
Yeah, too bad about that.
Yeah, I'm even going. Not only can I get out of Massachusetts in this case, I'm going to Massachusetts.
Really? And so I'm just looking at the calendar here because New Year's Day is a Thursday, and obviously Friday is going to be dead zone for pretty much everybody.
We're not going to be doing anything.
So you'll be there the following week. And what do we know about that Canero case in Jersey? It's on calendar for that day.
It's on calendar for that day. I haven't applied for the press pass. It's here. It's my next thing to do after I
get on that. They're very slow.
They're slow, but the New Jersey Supreme Court still has the issue. Two things we know about. They still have the issue about whether the warrant for the search of the garage, the camera in the garage, is valid, right?
Give us the thumbnail of the elevator pitch.
The house was on fire. His house was on fire, and so the police went and they took and looked at his camera, which supposedly shows him taking out this Porsche that may have something to do with the crime scene. Okay. And the trial judge suppressed it, said you didn't have probable cause to deal with that, and the state appealed. Now, my former partner, Michel and Linda, is actually representing Paul Canero, and his partner, Robert Honecker, who used to be first assistant in Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, is also co-counsel on that case, just so you know. So it's definitely a Monmouth County, New Jersey case.
And this is a murder case. I mean,
it's a murder case. That's a terrible murder case. It's stabbing nieces to death, the husband, the wife, in a Colts Neck estate, Caneiro. But the judge in the case told Canero that he's going to trial January, whatever that is.
So they've had a number of delays, right?
Right. They've had a number of delays, and is going to trial. But I don't know how you can go to trial without the issue being resolved of the warrant. I'll have to reach out to Mitchell and Linda and see. But I have been lax because I have not gotten my press credentials. And also, Darren Gelber, my co-counsel in the Aiden Carter case, said he'd be happy to be one of our correspondents. So we're going to try to get him press credentials because he lives right in Monmouth County, about 10 minutes from the courthouse.
Sure. So and I mean, unless it's a minuscule courthouse, he may not even need a credential. You just need to go.
No, you need. You think it's
going to be overflowing with people?
Monmouth County is a big courthouse, and they've had some major.
I know, but they don't let public into the court hearings?
Yeah, they do, but they've had some major high-profile trials in Monmouth County, where I was prosecutor for 4 years.
I just can't imagine. I mean, unless it becomes a word of mouth, and then
I could always go. We could always go just to be somebody in the courtroom, but then
that's what I'm talking about.
You can't bring your computer and things like that. You just can't. And so you could just watch and then go out and report.
Yeah.
But I'd like to have the press credential, or actually, usually what I'd like to do is I like to be co-counsel at the counsel table. I kind of like to walk in the courthouse with everything I need.